Hey everyone, this is Amy with Work in Progress Texas, and the purpose of this video is to give you an overview of the Everfit app where we do all of our training, and you will be you just want to make sure that you are aware of all of the bells and whistles that come with the app, because the current tutorial doesn't include some of the new updates. So I just wanted to go over everything. And obviously you can't see what I'm tapping because I'm just doing this on my phone through Zoom. So I'll make sure that I'm describing what I'm touching as I go, just so you know what to look for. So as you can see, I've got this pulled up right here in the upper left-hand corner. There's the Everfit and our logo for Work in Progress Texas. So you're just going to open up your screen here. And in fact, let me just close it out so I can show you what it looks like when it freshly opens. So here we go, click it again. And it's going to have a welcome screen. It's going to say your name, and then it's going to open up to your dashboard. So as you can see here, I've got hello, Amy. I've got a workout that I've completed. I've got a habit and a couple of other things. So we're just going to break this down so you know where to access things. So in the upper right-hand corner, there's a little bell that we're all very familiar with notifications. And when you click notifications, you're going to see everything that is relevant to you. Either you've been tagged in a post, or we added something, or you have a task assigned to you. Everything is going to be listed here so you know where to access it. And when there's actually a notification, it will have a little bubble above it as well. And it should be the maroon color. So we've kind of got the maroon color theme of what our branding looks like. The next part is basically where your workouts are assigned. So you can see how it says complete mobility. If you click into that, and I hadn't done it already, you would kind of see everything to get started. But literally what's so easy about this app is all you have to do is click that to start your workout, and it's going to guide you through the whole workout. It's going to include your rest periods, and it's very user-friendly. Might take you a second to use it the first time, like just kind of getting familiar with it, but I'll show you another place to access that. The second part here is habits. We are able to customize habits for you that are important to you, whatever you're wanting to focus on. And what's cool about habits is that it gives you a certain time frame to track something and see how compliant you are during that period of time. So if you wanted to get in your steps every single day for 30 days, we could do that. If you wanted to drink more water for a period of time, we can literally set it for any time we want, and this will keep track of how compliant you are throughout the whole habit. It's a little bit different than tasks. Tasks can be similar because we assign things to people to do, but this is actually going to be measuring a time frame for you to be doing something. So we can literally make it anything, and obviously for me, I've made it to read the Bible. Then we've got the step tracker here. This is where you're able to sync your Apple Health, your Google Health, your Fitbit to Everfit. And I'll show you where those app integrations are. But what's really great is we're able to see the day. And then if I click week, you can see the week and kind of look at the average of your steps. And then you can look over a month period of time. It keeps track of all of that. And obviously we like to see what your movement is. So if you do have a tracker, that's great. If you don't, we have other ways to go about that and kind of measure that. But just know that, again, Apple Health, Google Health, and Fitbit sync with Everfit. Then we've got our daily calorie section. So because you can't see that I'm touching this every single time I'm saying something like habit, step tracker, or daily calories, I'm actually clicking into it and just touching it. And that's what's opening up the next screen for me to view more details in here. So you can see what your breakdown is, how many calories you've consumed, what your protein, carbs, and fats, and that's what we're going to make sure we assign to you. So you know what to have in here. We'll actually already give you something. But that is another view, and I've got another place to check that out as well. So again, this syncs with Chronometer and MyFitnessPal. So those are the two food tracking apps we have. If you don't want to do a food tracking app, we have the option to do a food journal. So right below daily calories, you can see there's a food journal. And what's cool about that is you can add a food journal. I think I got one back in the day, but basically you can add a picture of your food or you can type it. And all you have to do is hit add, And then you can put in the details of what you ate, and then it'll timestamp it. And you could either, change the time if you wanted to, but it'll timestamp live whenever you're posting it. Obviously, it's nice to have the timestamp just because we like to see how consistent you are with eating throughout the day. And then again, you have the option to do just a photo or the description or just the description. Either one works. So we've definitely got 3 different ways to track our food, either Chronometer, MyFitnessPal, or the food journal within the Everfit app. Then if we continue scrolling, again, we're still on the main dashboard here, you will have community forums that you'll be a part of. So not everybody will be a part of everything depending on what you're in our program for, but we have challenges, we have announcements, we have a regular group forum, and we've got our 7-day experience forum in here. And this is where we get group interaction. This is where you get to interact with each other. This is where we share information for everybody. Maybe there was a podcast we heard about. Maybe there was a new article that we found that was awesome. We love when clients come in here and share wins and, positive vibes. Our goal is to keep it as positive as possible. But it's a way for us to interact with each other. So if you click into a forum, you'll kind of see some information that's in there, having some interaction back and forth. We love participation. We love when people share their wins. So that's really fun to see. And having that group atmosphere is another way to help with accountability and just feel like you're in it together. The last thing on this today page, so again, we're on the today page with everything that we can scroll through, is a countdown. And so we can literally count down to something that you are aiming for, like a wedding or a birthday or a vacation. If you had something on the horizon that you were wanting to, just have a goal set, like, hey, I'm my mind set for this vacation. I want to be bikini ready. Like, cool. We can set that date and have a countdown. And as we get closer, it'll remind you of that. And then we'll get to see whatever that, it can be, a goal as well. But usually events make the most sense, like something that you're actually counting down to. But we can make it anything. It doesn't have to be necessarily health related. It can be something just fun to look forward to. So down at the very bottom is the menu option. So you can see that the today words are highlighted in maroon because that's the page that I've been on. So now I'm going to click over to coaching, the coaching tab here. And this coaching tab is going to show, as you see at the very first top part, our coaching week. So it's showing me my workouts for the week, showing me the workouts that I've completed. And if I click into it, I can actually see the workouts that are assigned to me. And I can scroll in and I can just see, okay, this is for this week. That's great. If I'm right at the top where it says, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's checked off, I can actually swipe over and see the next week. And I can also see the previous week of what I completed. So you can see, oops, I missed a day. I missed a complete mobility day. And then I scroll again and I can come back to the current week. What's cool about this section as well is that you can rearrange your workouts. So if you happened to do the workout on a different day or needed to change the day just because you missed it or something came up or whatever, you go up into the upper right-hand corner and you're going to hit the arrows that create a square, okay, or kind of more like a rectangle. And if I click that, I'm able to see the workouts and what days they're on. And if I put my thumb over the 3 lines that are off to the right here, I'm able to pull this down and change the day of where I want the workout to be or what day I actually did it. And even if you missed a workout, you can still pull it down. So just know that you have the ability to change where the workouts are. Obviously, we give you a schedule to follow for a reason, but if you had to rearrange something, you do have that ability. And that's dominantly what you would be using it for. I just hit the little check mark with a circle here. And what that does is it shows you the previous workouts that you did. So everything when you go through a workout program, you're tracking the weights, you're tracking how many reps you're doing, and you're able to actually click back into the workout and actually see what you did in the past, which is super helpful because how we become more successful with our workouts is we increase our weight over time, we increase our reps or we change our rep range. And that's what David obviously prescribes to you. But it's just nice to see if you forgot what your poundage was or whatever, you're able to come back and look at it. Now, what's cool about the workouts is actually they will pull forward the previous weights that you had used before. So as you're going through workouts, it will keep track of that for you in real time as well. So if I went into, for example, metabolic fire phase 2 here, and I went into the program and started my workout like a fresh start, it will show me if I did 65 pounds before so that I know what to build off of. So if I did 65 pounds last time, maybe I can do 75 pounds this time, increase it by 10. So you'll see those numbers because it's going to save it for you, which is really, really effective for your exercises. And back to the coaching tab here. Tasks are things that you're going to see. This is the second option below the training bar. So tasks are basically, maybe we suggest a podcast to listen to. Maybe you have a questionnaire or a form to fill out. Maybe it's something to check off. We can literally make tasks whatever we want. We might assign people doing their body progress photos or their body measurements, whatever we need to do, maybe tracking your weight. We can do tasks for anything. So that's where tasks are going to be housed. And then you're going to get that view of habits again, just to kind of look at the habit structure if you were tracking something habits wise. And then you can see the next one down is macros. So this is another view of your calories and your macros, showing you a weekly view of what your consumption was. And you can actually scroll back and see the previous view. And what's nice is just you're able to kind of track and see how consistent you are. And these are things that we look at on the back end as well. So I just want you to know that you have this view for yourself to kind of see what your daily averages are, because most of the time we're going to do a daily, more like a weekly average, technically. You're seeing the daily average, which is still usually going to be the weekly average too, but we like to see averages, and that's when we can make some wiggle room with nutrition and such. Okay, so back out here, now we're back to the food journal section. That's where your pictures would show up if you were using the food journal instead of the MyFitnessPal or Chronometer for your macros. And then the last part on this coaching tab is the resources center. This is where anything we've assigned to you that would be very helpful for you to view. So for example, let's go ahead and click what to eat. What to eat is going to basically display 5 items, but we can actually load about 20 items in each folder. So if you notice in the right-hand corner over here, there's a view more button, click view more, and you'll see additional things that are added in there because again, it only displays 5 at a time. So you can click in here and go to the macro cheat sheet protein, and literally you can email this to yourself or download it and have it handy. And I would recommend, if there's something that you want, download it and save it. And if you don't have a printer and you would like it printed out, just let us know. I mean, we're happy to send you guys stuff because we do have a printer. But that's where things are housed. Like another one, error message. Another one is podcasts. Let's see if it's going to behave for me now, right, as I'm doing this. We'll see. I'm kind of clicking around a little bit. Okay, there we go. Just had a little error moment. So podcasts, what's great is you click in here and it'll take you right to the podcast that's being suggested, at least for Apple. I don't know for other phones what that would look like, but iPhones make it super easy. But podcast suggestions. And again, if you in the right-hand corner, hit view more because there's more stuff in there and we'd like to add things as we go. So that's basically the coaching tab. So we've covered both of them. So the next tab is the inbox tab. So this is where you would be messaged by us. You have access to us. You can reach out to us whenever you'd like. This was just a test one that I did, obviously, so you can see what it looks like. We have gifts. You can send us pictures. You can do voiced messaging as well. So you can send voice text if you want. So all of the normal features that maybe your phone would have. The last little tab is the You tab, and this is where you get an overview of everything. So more so the stuff that we're documenting. So you've got your training and your 4-day streak up here. In the upper left-hand corner, you'll see how it says build muscle. Well, that's where your goals are set. So if you hit the little view button, you can, again, whatever your goals are to build muscle, or if I've edited it for you, or David's edited it for you, or you can edit it too. But then it also shows you your countdown as well in this goal section. So this is one I think that gets missed really easily, because it's kind of like, well, where is it? So again, it's the the U tab, and right under the word U is where your goals will be set. Then you've got your metrics, so you're able to add in your weight and your measurements, and obviously your steps. You can view more, and you can actually adjust your step goal if you wanted to change your step goal. This would just take a second to load. It will show that in a second, but it's moving just a little bit slow. Then you've got your workout history again, which is another place to access it. And you've got your exercises that you've completed. So you literally have a list of all the exercises that you've done. So if you were in a pinch or something, or you wanted to do something off plan, I mean, obviously we're going to recommend you stick to the plan, but you can see the things that you've done before. Then we've got progress photos, your steps. This is where you can also create your step goal or adjust your step goal. And you can see that's loaded there. And then forms and questionnaires. So this is where, if you've done a weekly check-in or a questionnaire of some kind, you can actually see what you answered last time. You can kind of click in there and see, this is basically a weekly check-in that we do, that we expect our clients to do every single week, and just kind of giving us a rundown of what it looks like from week to week. And it's a great thing to track. The last thing in this U section is your see my little bubble head up in the right-hand corner there? That's the settings. And this is where you can go into your profile and add your information. We love to have your phone number. We love to have your birthday, obviously, because we like to keep track of that stuff. And then you can change your password if need be. And then the next thing is notifications. We definitely want you to have your notifications on. You have the option for trainer updates, workout reminder, task reminder. Make sure that these are selected on, because we do want this app to be like your main goal, like really just on keeping your health journey on the forefront of your mind. And so those notifications, we really try not to overdo them with notifications, but just enough to make sure you're checking the app daily, kind of thing. So if you do turn them off because you're just somebody who's trying to avoid technology and too much interference with your day, I totally get it. Just make a habit or a reminder in some way to come into the Everfit app and check things. And ideally, if you're doing programming or tracking your food, you would be anyways. The next option is app integrations. So this is where you're able to connect Apple Health or Google Health. So depending on which kind of phone you have. Then there's Fitbit, MyFitnessPal, and Chronometer. So these are the integrations, and they should be pretty straightforward. You go in there and you're going to basically sign into your account. It might open a web browser, like for MyFitnessPal, for example, it does open a web browser, and you need to sign in to MyFitnessPal to authorize Everfit. So more than likely, you're having to go through all of these app integrations to authorize the app to talk to Everfit and give it permission. If you have any issues integrating it, please let us know. We do have direct contact with IT if anything goes wrong, but they should be pretty straightforward. There's obviously ask a question section. That's for the app developers. And then there is an Everfit app walkthrough. Like, a reason I'm doing this again is because the walkthrough is just a little outdated, but not bad to watch that, because it gives you maybe some better visuals. And then of course, about the app and the log out button. It's good to refresh every once in a while, log out every once in a while. Regularly, Everfit does updates on their app, so it's good to check for updates and make sure you've got the most current version of the app. And we try to make alerts, when iPhone does updates, we try to say, hey, Everfit had another update, so make sure you go and check it up. I don't know about like Androids and other phones, like what that looks like on their end, but again, this is compatible with both phones. So the last thing I mentioned that is easy to miss, that I just noticed, is in the lower right-hand corner, you can see that there's a plus sign. So one of the things is that, if you do activities or fitness stuff, your fitness watches and stuff don't necessarily transfer that information over if you do something that's outside of what you're programmed. So this little plus sign is a way for you to add in custom activities. You can actually create your own activity, or you can use one of the options here of additional meditation, breath work, walking, running, other things that you might be doing that aren't necessarily programmed in the app. And all you do is click the walk section. You would put in the time. You don't have to really fill in all the details if you don't want to, but if you did want to take the details off of your fitness watch and add this stuff in, you absolutely can. So people who are doing exercises maybe outside of the app, this is a great way to document that and let us know, what you're doing. We always like to be informed on what kind of activity levels you're doing, because that plays a role in how we prescribe things to you when it comes to food, nutrition, and so on. So I hope this was a good, helpful overview of the app. I know there's a lot of details through it, but I really wanted to be able to show you every single thing that is available to you. And if you have any questions, never hesitate to reach out. The beautiful thing about this app is it's like having a coach in your pocket. So we are here to help support you all day, every day, except for when we need to sleep, right? And of course, if you have any questions, just go to the inbox and message us. And we are so happy that you're here, and we are super excited to work with you. So I hope that you have a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you later.